What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're doing something we haven't done in quite some time, as today we're gonna be doing an 82-0 rebuild challenge. Before we get into this video though, guys, go ahead and leave a like for the 82-0 challenge coming back. We've been super realistic lately, obviously, with the title of the videos and just videos in general. We've pretty much trended more towards realism. So today I'm giving myself an opportunity to cheese a little bit and of course try to make the best team possible, because I thought a little bit of a change up would be satisfying for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about that. So we are starting with the worst team in the league, the Detroit Pistons. Now, we couldn't make this a whole series with every single team in the NBA if you guys are down for it, just to mix it in there a little bit. Like I said, we've been pretty realistic on this channel, so I thought, maybe throwing in a little bit of a weird spice and trying to go 82-0, that would be fun. So here we are today, starting with the Detroit Pistons. Record-wise, have the worst record in the NBA. So I think the first thing to do, like I usually start the 82-0 challenge, is try to collect as many assets as possible. So pretty much the only person I have safe here, and throughout this whole video, is going to be Cade Cunningham. He's going to develop very well for us. So obviously, him being here is going to be huge. His perimeter defense is a B+, so that's awesome, obviously, as well. Everyone else is definitely available, but we need to trade everyone possible for as many assets as we can get to start things off. Additionally, today's video is sponsored by Prize Picks, which is a DFS player props app that's matching up to $100 deposit when you use my code Crushables. Let me show you. Prize Picks is a DFS app where you're literally facing no one other than the numbers. You're just facing the projections. Let me show you some of my past entries. So on this one, I decided to do a power play where I decided to bet the over on Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes. The power play was able to 3 times my money, and Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes were both able to hit, which mounted me to $150. On this one, I did a flex play with LaMelo, Fred VanVleet, Joe Harrison, Gordon Hayward. Unfortunately, Joe Harris was only like 3 points off. If he literally hit one of his threes, I would have walked away with $100. So unfortunate, but that's just what happens. But I didn't walk away with nothing, as I was still able to win $32 after only betting 21. So I didn't walk away with nothing. So you can decide whether or not you want to do flex plays or power plays. Feel free to use my link in the description. Of course, you can always ask me on Twitter if you have any questions, and use my code Crushables when you sign up. So the first trade we're going to be doing is sitting Killian Hayes in a second round pick over to the Minnesota Timberwolves for a 2022 top 10 protected draft pick that could convey into 2023 if we don't get it in 2022. So that's an early draft pick that could probably become a pretty good asset for us. So Killian Hayes, thank you for your services, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the draft pick. So instead of cutting to every single trade I just made, I'm just gonna go ahead and recap everything we did real quick. So after the Killian Hayes thing, basically I just made a lot of trades. So we traded Torian Prince for Luke Kennard and Justice Winslow. We got a second round pick for Sam Merrill. I guess we can start from the bottom. So basically, we got a first round pick from Rodney McGruder and Josh Jackson. We got a first round pick for Hamidou Diallo from Minnesota. Got a first round pick from Kelly Olynyk. Got a second round pick. Got a second round pick, and then I got Luke Kennard. So basically, those are the trades we would make that we made in the first season. So instead of, like I said, trying to cut to every single trade, I figured it was just easier to recap that at the very end. So that was the whole pretty much off season that we just had. So or not off season, I guess, because we are in the regular season. But I'm gonna go ahead, I guess, keep Cade Cunningham at shooting guard. He's a 7-9 overall there. So we're gonna go ahead and somebody's first season. Probably a bad year, obviously, not really expecting much, but in the off season we're gonna be making some more moves to acquire more draft picks, because it's easier to trade for draft picks in the off season. And of course, we're gonna be bad, so hopefully we have a high pick in the draft to help us out. So, like I said, a very bad year for this Pistons team, but one thing we do have going for us is Cade Cunningham won Rookie of the Year to help his development, most likely. So that's big. If we go ahead and take a look at the final player stats, we had 26 from Jeremy Grant, so that should boost up his trade value a little bit. That's awesome. Sadiq Bey, Cade Cunningham, but obviously that first season really didn't matter. And to mention, we also only have 3 seasons to go 82-0, so this is going to be our first offseason. The Philadelphia 76ers win the championship with Joel Embiid winning Finals MVP. So draft lottery time. Obviously, landing a top pick in the draft is probably going to help us out a ton. It is a protected draft pick, and we went down to number 5. We also have 17 in the draft from the Timberwolves. That was the top 10 protected pick. So unfortunately didn't land in the lottery, but we do have a 17th draft pick. Dwayne Casey, I'm going to go ahead and keep. I'm going to imagine for 82-0 challenges. I believe this is my first one of 2K22, by the way. But I would imagine having like the best staff around is going to be very, very helpful. So we're going to try to make that happen, try to get the best staff possible, of course, to try to obviously go 82-0. So on draft night, we have 5, 17, and a second round pick. And to be honest, guys, I'm honestly looking to get more draft picks here. So I don't know. Like I said, it used to be, that's what I thought. I was like I said, it used to be so stupid easy to get draft picks for no reason in the trade finder in the offseason, and it's still that way. So I'm glad that's, still like that. So we're going to go ahead and grab 2 picks from Boston, obviously. And then we'll have, we're going to probably trade Cameron Payne and Saban Lee as well. And let's see if I can grab 2 draft picks again for no reason at all. I mean, I saw Vernon Carey, which also would be solid. And we also got a 19th pick being offered to us. But I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I'm going to get a top 3 protected and Vernon Carey. And then we can go ahead and draft whoever's going to fall to us at number 5. And, of course, 17. Now, there's also one thing I do want to take a look at before I draft is obviously we need to add more talent to the team. So it's going to be important to see who's selling, who's rebuilding. And so far, I see DeJounte Murray selling 87 overall, and he's on a pretty cheap contract. That's going to be also a really, another strategy we have to pay attention to is the salary. We're going to try to stay cheap as possible to build the best roster that we possibly can. So I'm thinking DeJounte Murray would be a first excellent addition to the team because right now Cade Cunningham's running the 2. So we got DeJounte Murray playing point guard who also plays defense. I think would be a really nice addition. So I'm going to try to give as little as possible to get DeJounte Murray away. Obviously, Luke Kennard's not going to get it done. So we have Vernon Carey, who we also just got. That's not going to get it done. Can I take, can I trade 17 and maybe like, let's see, we have a lot. Let's try to, okay, we have like no second round picks. So I guess let's try to give up our last 2026 pick. They still don't agree. We have anyone else we can throw in here. We have Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey, but I kind of want to make them a bigger part of some other trade. I'll throw in this second round pick. Hopefully that would maybe move the needle. No. And then one more first round pick. Let's remove the second and they agree. Okay. We gave up 3 first round picks. I mean, definitely would have loved to have not given up that much, but at the same time, we bring in a cheap point guard in DeJounte Murray, who has, I think, only 1 year left on his deal. So it is going to be pretty important. Actually, it's 2 years, so that's big. So $16 million this year, and then next year he'll be making $17 million. Like I said, that's pretty cheap for an 87 overall, so we'll definitely take that. Jeremy Grant is also another guy that we're going to be looking to trade away before we jump into the draft and kind of seeing what we could get for him. Cheap wise, because we want to go ahead and try to continue to build this team and try to be cheap about it as well, but we'll see if that's even possible. So on draft night, we're going straight to number 5 and kind of seeing what we can grab here. So Chalem Grant number 1, Kenny Chandler number 2. So it looks like we have Paulo still on the board, who is going to be the guy I will go ahead and select. So that's gonna be our brand new power forward. So that's actually pretty good. I like the addition of Paulo on this team. 80 overall coming in. So that's pretty much our brand new power forward of the future, Corey Joseph. I'm actually going to accept every single player option here to in order for me to further get more first round picks. So we should have money in free agency as well, which is going to be big. I do want to see who is a free agent. So we have Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, DeAndre Ayton, Miles Bridges, TJ Warren. So really no one in free agency interests me all that much, to be honest with you. I don't think going for a Kyrie Irving or a James Harden really moves the needle for us. It would do fine for now, but I think long term it wouldn't be that great. We could go after DeAndre Ayton theoretically, but he's most likely going to probably not accept, and he's going to get matched. Yeah, he's decided to sign with the Phoenix Suns. So first free agency wave, not all that interested. So the team is not going to be all that great in season number 2 either. So season number 3 is where we really have to get aggressive. Jeremy Grant, we do need to trade, though, 1,000% in order to get someone else as a building piece going forward for this team. Clint Capella intrigues me. Cole Anthony also kind of intrigues me in some way. Team option deal. We have DeJounte Murray, though. We're going to have to figure out what we want to do with Jeremy Grant, but I definitely want to trade Jeremy Grant strategically for a guy I believe that could, fit our roster long-term as a long-term piece to help us go 82-0 event. I'm also going to be trading Juancho and Luka Garza for a first-round pick from the Washington Wizards. That's just going to give us a pick, obviously. I'm going to throw Frank Jackson in here and see if I can find a pick. And hey, George Hill pops up in a draft pick, and the Charlotte Hornets are very nice in throwing me a first-round pick for Frank Jackson. So it's really that simple. You just trade people, and you get benefited from it. So again, Jeremy Grant, I'm not really seeing too much that I love. I think Clint Capella makes the most sense. He's somewhat cheap. Only going to be like taking $20 million worth of cap space, and we do need a big man more than we need power forward and Jeremy Grant. So just like that, we kind of have a new roster that looks like this. DeJounte Murray, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Paulo, and Clint Capella, and Isaiah Stewart. So definitely not done by any means. In any stretch of the imagination, we're not done. But one thing I do want to do is I want to go into free agency, and I want to sign 2-year deals. The reason why we're going to be doing that is because next year we can trade for more first-round picks. Big brain energy. So, all right, what I'm going to do is we definitely need to fill out the rotation a little bit more as well. But I'm going to try to sign at least 2-year deals in order to further try to get ourselves able to get more assets next offseason. After we sign Dennis Schroeder here, this is going to give us pretty much a full rotation. So now we have Dennis Schroeder, DeJounte Murray. We also signed Anthony Simons. We also signed Pat Connaughton. So now we have that. Now all I really want to do is I just want to sign the most random pieces possible. So Caleb Martin for at least 2 years. Let's go ahead and sign Otto Porter for like, all right, it really doesn't matter what we do, because I'm just going to go ahead, like I said, sign as many people as possible in order to be able to trade them next year for draft picks. That's basically the strategy. So I don't know who we just got, but regardless, I'm going to go for Corey Joseph for 2 years. Who else do we got? Bembry, Tony Snell, Myers Leonard, Robert Covington. At least go for guys that are somewhat, I mean, you can't really go for guys that are somewhat young. So Bembry for 2 years. Let's see if he accepts that. Tony Snell for 2 years. Just things like that in order to try to cheese the system and try to get more first-round picks. So Tony Snell signs. Corey Joseph signs. Let's go ahead and sign maybe Bryn Forbes to a 2-year deal. He has less interest in that. Daniel Tyus will sign to a 2-year deal. Not 3 years, but can we get both of them? We can. And then I'll probably do it for one more person and maybe Darius Miller, something like that. So just like that. Oh, we also got Bryn Forbes. I forgot about him. So now we kind of have a roster that's not that good yet, but this gives us the ability to get more assets next offseason. Now, if you go look in the player progression, Cade Cunningham's up 5 overall to an 84, so that's huge. Then DeJounte Murray is up. Connaughton is up. And then obviously we need Paulo to develop like crazy this next season as well. Gonna be playing him like 40 minutes if possible. So that was the first offseason. We only have one more offseason to make this team go 82-0. So it's going to be tight, but I think we can get it done. I think we've had a strategy that has worked decently, but there's more work to be done. This team is nowhere near done, but I like where we are so far. So hopefully this team is just able to do something interesting this year. Then this next offseason, we're going to have to just cheese to get the best roster possible. With a record of 45-36, not even trying to be that good this season, we end up being the 2nd seed in the East, which is kind of funny, but Paulo wins Rookie of the Year, 25 points per game for the man. He should develop like crazy, hopefully. So Paulo Banchero, W. Okay, so we are going to be, did Cade Cunningham make like an All-NBA team? Paulo did make an All-NBA 3rd team. So yeah, his development should jump up, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So we did make the playoffs as the 2nd seed, like I said. Player stats wise, Paulo 25, Cade Cunningham was 17, DeJounte Murray was 17, Capella with 13.5, 12 from Sadiq Bey, 11 from Anthony Simons, 10 from 9 from Dennis Schroeder. So the team depth-wise was pretty good. It really doesn't matter what happens this season. We are going to beat the Cap. No, we lose in 7. Okay, I know you guys couldn't see that, but that's not really what our primary focus is on. The Utah Jazz go on to win the championship. They beat the Hawks in 5 games. But now the big question is, how are we going to build an 82-0 roster this offseason? One offseason to do it. We got some good pieces last offseason. We don't have a lottery pick at all, which is unfortunate. Definitely would have loved to have had one here, but we don't have one. So we do have first-round picks, though, and we can trade for more, which is what we're about to do for sure. Game should be illegal. Like, what is this? I can trade Tony Snell and Bryn Forbes for 2 first-round picks. Like, this is that. It's that simple. Like, it really can't get easier than that, which is why we went ahead and made the trades for first-round picks. So we're going to go ahead and get even more. Cleveland, thank you. And that's a 2-star first-round pick. So just like that, all the minimum guys are gone. Actually, we could probably trade Caleb Martin and Corey Joseph for first-round picks as well. So that's just going to give us more. Jabari Smith Jr., low-key, actually wouldn't be a bad addition to the team either. A first-round pick, 2 first-rounds from New Orleans, a 2-star value Lakers pick. That's going to give us, I believe we just got like 6 draft picks there, and we have salary to trade away. So we don't have a draft pick, a first-round pick this draft at all, but we do have a plethora of assets. Like, a whole stack of draft picks we're sitting on to try to make this team really good. Free agency, I'm not really sure who's going to be a free agent this offseason. We might have to use that. But for now, we're going to try to trade in the trade finder to try to bring this team to an 82-0 caliber team. The upgrade that we need on this team is a small forward. I was really thinking about Jason Tatum, but one guy, it just immediately comes to mind because I know he's good and he'll play defense, is Ben Simmons. I just feel like that's just the easiest way to go. He's going to go up at small forward as well, and we shouldn't have to give up too much to get him, which would be the good part as well. So what I want to do is I think I want to trade Dennis Schroeder away. We need $17 more million in this trade to make it happen. It'd be like Pat Connaughton, and then we need just a little bit more money. It'd have to be Isaiah Stewart, Anthony Simons, or Paulo, which we're not going to do the Paulo thing, obviously. We want to trade away in this scenario. We need literally $1 million to order to make this trade. Or we could do, actually, instead of doing, maybe trading some of those guys away, we're going to try to sign someone in free agency real quick. So let's sign, theoretically, Gary Payton or Seth Curry or just whatever it could be. That way we can make this trade. So Josh Jackson, he was obviously here in Detroit earlier, but all right, now we can do this trade. So now what we can do is we can go back to Philadelphia and try to get Ben Simmons this time. So Ben Simmons would be an upgraded small forward, obviously. So we have Connaughton, Dennis Schroeder, and then Josh Jackson should make the money work. So, okay, we have all that. Now we have the first round picks we can give up. So 2024, 2024, and 2024. Would this get it done? They agree. Boom, we got Ben Simmons. Let's go. So Ben Simmons going to move to small forward and be an 89 overall. So now we have a rotation of DeJounte Murray at point guard, Cade Cunningham at the 2. You have Ben Simmons at small forward. You have Paulo at power forward and Clint Capella at center. So one thing I do actually want to do with center is I think I want to upgrade the center spot. I like Clint Capella, but I think we could potentially upgrade the center spot just to make it better because I'm not sure I trust him overall going forward. So that's what we're going to try to do. So the Utah Jazz have agreed to my trade offer where we got Rudy Gobert as our brand new center. We gave up a ton of first round picks in order to do it, but that's just going to be an upgrade at center, and defensively, this rotation is going to be interesting and really good. We're still able to keep Isaiah Stewart and Saddiq Bey throughout the whole process, which is awesome. But now we have pretty much a starting five of, I would say, pretty good defense. So I like that for the most part. Obviously, I'm not really sure how much of an 82-0 team it is, but I feel good about it nonetheless. And that's pretty much all we can really do. I mean, that's gonna be really it. We have Saddiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart's money, where we could get this 2024 first round pick, unprotected pick, is 3-star trade value. But I think with not being able to really do anything crazy, we have rookies under contract. I guess we could do theoretically is get creative here and throw this Lakers pick for Rudy Gobert and see if anything crazy popped up. Paul George, Jaren Jackson, and it's just not really popping up. I tried to go for Joel Embiid and Jokic, but that just wasn't happening. Jokic is really hard to get. So last but not least, I guess I could throw Ben Simmons in here just to kind of see what would pop up, but I think we're stuck with what we got. So basically we're gonna be having to run pretty much a 5-man starting five. That's just what it's gonna be. It really can't get much better, so we're gonna be stuck with what we got. So we're gonna have this Lakers pick that would have been really nice to trade away, but there's really nothing to give up for it. So our rotation is gonna be pretty thin. We're not gonna be really signing anyone to save the day there, so it's just gonna be what it is. So this is gonna be our starting five. It's not bad, but I'm not sure if it's 82-0 material, which is the unfortunate part. But I still feel somewhat proud of what we were able to accomplish. Hopefully I'm wrong. I think the team fits together, which helps, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to be running all of the starters 48 minutes per game. This was the best team I thought we could have put together. So with the Detroit Pistons in less than 3 seasons. So hopefully it results to something good. Saddiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart not getting any minutes. I probably should have traded them if I was just going to run a 5-man rotation, but at the end of the day, it's okay. So here we go. Power ranking lands is number 2. I doubt we go 82-0, but hopefully we can win at least 60 games. That's what I'm hoping for. I've never seen before, but obviously we had him playing 48 minutes. DeJounte Murray wins MVP. Now I will tell you, and then Cade Cunningham won Most Improved Player. Dwayne Casey, we won 66 games, which isn't 82-0, obviously, but 66 games isn't bad. We had 3 players make All-NBA first team. That's funny. All-NBA second team, Paulo, and then All-NBA third team. So pretty unfortunate stuff, but I honestly think with only being able to do it in 3 seasons or less, I thought we did a decent job, as we do go on to win the championship. Ben Simmons is your finals MVP. Taking a look at the player stats, we had 31, 29, 24, 19, and 15. So honestly, I think I made some key mistakes. I thought I was going to try to make a full rotation, but then when I realized that wasn't going to be possible, I went with 5 players. So I think I need to be more aggressive early on and trying to trade for guys that will take up my cap space. At the end of the day, we're just going to be running 5 players. I could have really tried to go for like a, not saying a Luka, but you know, someone in that caliber, 90 overall caliber, that I think would have been better. But not really sure where that would have came from, but I'll take notes for that next time. But you know what? Decent job today. Thought it was okay. If you guys want to see more 82-0 challenges, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. But for now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.